afternoon, everybody. Crypto trading setups, TA and trading. We'll be breaking some things down on the charts. Start getting set up to start doing some trading with you guys, breaking that stuff down so everybody's feeling good. Hope you're looking good. Hope you're being smart, vibing well today. Let's get this music playing. We're going to be starting right about 3:05. Yes, that's right. We are jumping in, looking at trying to identify trading setups. We got the BitGet trading competition coming up. If you are outside of the US or you KYC'd with a citizenship somewhere else out of the US, you can use that link down below. Sign up for BitGet. We're gonna be doing some trading together. But we're gonna be trying to identify. Even though I'm a more longer term position trader for the bull market, we have to identify things along the way. There are people out there that are day traders, that are scalpers. And I want to help people of all different proclivities in this market. So we're going to be breaking down long-term and short-term stuff in the market. And we're going to be looking at some trading setups, trying to identify some stuff. So everybody, roll call right now. If you're in the room, everybody throw up your lab coats. Let's get this popping. I see Sawtooth, Falco, Bit Voodoo, Brad Guidel, Andrew Britz, Crimson Caravan, Sawtooth. I'll say it again, Alexander G, Peter Provost, what's up? We got the crew in the house. We're gonna be getting going here in just a moment, everybody. We're starting in about 5 minutes. Justin Eubanks, what's up? Red Elephant, what's up? Let me know if you guys are digging this music better than the standard track that I was playing for the last 6 months. I decided to play a little bit more vibey, actual tunes that I had some control over. These are old mixes of mine back when I was professionally DJing. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Everybody, we're going to be getting going here in about 2-3 minutes. I want to see what altcoins are you looking at? And I don't mean for long-term trading. We're going to focus today on shorter time frames, looking at how we can make money, identifying trade setups that are in the charts for those scalpers and those day traders. Throw 2 coins that you're looking at, wanting to see setups for, and we'll try and get to as many as possible. Man, I'm feeling centered in my body. I'm ready to dive in these charts and be here with you. I love all of you. I appreciate you being here on a daily basis, morning and evening. Never mad if anybody can't make it, but I'm happy anytime you guys are here. Truly honored. What's up, everybody? Good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to the BitLab Academy daily stream. Feels like we're doing all these streams. I just came off the blockchain basement stream, did the morning BitLab stream this morning, also did the Discover TA. So here we are today, afternoon, where I'm at, wherever you're at. Everybody in the chat right now, where are you tuned in from? Some of you have done this before, but we always have to be warm and welcoming to the new people in the community. Everybody hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button, ding the bell, join us here in our community. Positive, encouraging, empowerment, skills, strategy, tools. That's what this is all about. My name is Kellam, and if this is your first time here, I can guarantee it's not going to be your last time. Hit that like button and join us. Let's go ahead and talk about what we're talking about today. What is it? Well, I preach. I don't want to use the word preach, but I speak very highly about especially people that don't have the experience to professionally trade. I think a lot of people get in a little over their heads a little too quickly because they want to make a buck, but they're not willing to learn to walk before they can run. However, I cannot alienate the other half of the community out there, or those that are in the community that are actively trying to scalp trade, smaller time frame, day trade, swing trade. And so I want to make sure that if you were to dive down that path and want to take a journey there, then I want to make sure that all of you have the tools and strategies and the skill set to understand how to contend with different trends, different types of chart patterns, where you're at with that chart pattern within a particular trend, etc. Reversals, trading ranges, trading breakouts. And so we're going to be doing a lot more setups and looking at the charts and identifying when things are setting up, how to identify that, but then also what's the action plan around that so we can be profitable while we're trading. We're also moving forward. We're going to be doing a lot with BitGet as well. I did drop a link up there. You'll see sign up for BitGet and join our trading team. You see there's a link at the top, pinned in the top of the comments. For those that are in the US, you may, I don't think you'll be able to, but anybody that's outside the US, be honored if you would sign up for BitGet through our link. Easy way to support the channel if you are actively trading. I'm not encouraging any of you to do that, but if you're actively trading, join, set up an account through our link. And we will also, I'll be sharing the link tomorrow with what the trading team is. Hopefully we can get 10 people on there, and we're going to be trying to show some of these other people what we do, what we've learned, and also make some money together. So let's go ahead and dive into what we want to talk about today. Make sure first, let me go ahead and adjust this. I always have to adjust this for the main show. Boom. There we go. Make sure you're following me here at Kelly Kellam, Keloy, Kellam. Make sure you're following BitLab Academy here at Academy BitLab. And yeah, a couple of things I want to talk about. Then we're going to jump into the charts. All right, Bitcoin is seeing lowest level of trading volume in terms of dollar value since March 2019. So unsurprisingly, this decline has coincided with the fall from the peak of Bitcoin's supply on exchanges. So why would that be correlated? There's less available supply on exchanges as it's going into cold storage. So that means there's less trading that's happening. There's less liquid Bitcoin out there being traded. Makes sense. This also can be something that we can tie into, I'm sure, and maybe I'll do it later, something we can tie into the volatility that's in with Bitcoin or the lack of volatility. We've seen that right now we're at one of those very, very compressed zones of volatility. In fact, if we come over here to Bitcoin, go like this, but actually let's go back here. I'm going to do it right here, actually, so it's a clean chart. So coming here, Bitcoin, let's turn off BitLab Intelligence, let's turn off BitLab Volume, and I want to just pull up BBWP, Bollinger Band width percentile. So you can look at the Bollinger Bands, you can see how wide or constricted they are, AKA what is the perceived level of volatility or aggregate level of volatility based on the last 20 days. That's how the Bollinger Bands are calculated. How much price movement has strayed above or below or moved in relationship to where the 20 moving average is. So when you're getting a lot of volatility, you'll see the Bollinger Bands expand. When you're getting the price consolidating, not really moving, you get the constriction of the Bollinger Bands. Constriction means that there's perceived to be less volatility because it's basically indicating two standard deviations of where the average price is based on the last 20 days. So it's giving you a forecast within a sort of 95% probability of where price will likely stay confined within. Now, when you get the tight constriction, of course, you start seeing the price action kind of bouncing within that. But then when it breaks out, it's like loading a spring. So it's important to know this. And I'm setting the stage here for when we start looking at the different TA and setups for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the altcoins that you all suggested. We'll see if we can identify some setups. And maybe looking for setups doesn't mean you're going to find a trade. Know that. When you're looking for setups, what you're really doing is seeing maybe there's something right there that you can identify, but it doesn't mean you jump in. It means you identify that setup and then you formulate your thesis, both bullish and bearish, on that asset. What are the two different paths it could take? What's my risk management? And then you execute. So even if you see something, you still need to, especially the newer you are to this, or the less experienced you are, you really need to formulate that strategy, what your action plan is, and also what's your exit strategy. Now, once you've been doing this for a long while, it becomes imbued I get the hiccups. Every time I do this with you guys, I get the hiccups. It becomes imbued in a part of your natural sort of organic strategy. So you'll see something and you immediately go into your action plan is already, is bred into your strategy. It just kind of, it happens. So when we come over here, we look at the weekly, we want to identify how things are looking. We don't even need to look at the chart right here. I'm looking down here at the BBWP. When this is low, remember this is an oscillator metric that's basically giving you a relationship of expansion or contraction, or AKA contracted volatility. There's been a lot of volatility here. This makes sense. Look at all this. Now, price action is going sideways. Look how low the BBWP is here. It's very low. It did touch all the way down here. Where? Right here. It's almost as if I wouldn't say you could use this as a buy, but it's almost as if, similar to when you see stochastics very low, when you see this very low like this, it's suggesting something may happen. Now we can see this is very low, but this is also very low here. It doesn't quite get down to the blue. And this lowness was right here. But remember, volatility does not indicate direction. So the volatility did drop all the way down here and we got the volatility. Price moved down. So in this case, this is telling you a move is coming. Also, we got a big blue mark right here. Price did go up. However, right here, price went down. Remember, we're always looking for setup, support, confirmation at minimum. In this case, the setup is a move is coming. It doesn't say a bullish breakout or a bearish breakout is coming. A move is coming because everything in markets is cyclical. Now, we can use this on Bitcoin. We can use this on other crypto assets. You could use this on any asset, really, but it's looking at the cycles of volatility for an asset. So where we're at right here, we've been talking about this rolling over, and we have this very low level where the BBWP, the volatility is very low. And so there's going to be a move that's going to be made in the near future. And I'd say near future, I would say within the next 3 weeks. Probably somewhere in the next week and a half, I would assume is probably more likely. Even if it's just a wick and, coming back up, it doesn't necessarily mean it has to break down. It could just go down to, to break everybody's hearts and minds. But a big volatile move is in the cards. Let's look back historically. How many days is this down here? Let's see. It's shift button over there. 112 days. Okay, what is this over here? I'm just getting a measurement of when, so this is nowhere near as low. 84 days, okay? So we're having the longest period of, the lowest amount of volatility and for the longest period that the volatility has been low. That's loading. So this excites me. This lets me know I'm excited. I'm excited about this, okay? So let's go ahead and back out of this. We're going to end with Bitcoin. That's actually, I take that back. Let's look at the 2-hour chart, and let's actually come out of here. Let's come right over here. Right here. Come up here to BitGet. We'll be trading on BitGet. So we want to, here, 2-hour chart. Do we have, and remember, when you're trading a short time frame, when you're trading anything under the daily, you really need to be aware of the trend you're in, both the macro trend and the midterm trend. And when you start getting into this 4-hour and below, when you get down to the 2-hour and the 1 hour, you need to know your small time frame trend also, because you could be in a macro bull with the midterm bear with the micro bull. This is why at the very beginning of this entire stream, this entire channel, really, in February when we launched, this channel's not been around long. We've been growing because we're bringing you healthy, unbiased knowledge on this space. This is a positive spot. I hope all of you, when you do come here, I hope you come back because, yeah, you can learn about crypto, but I hope it also puts a little bit of spark and encouragement and support in your day. Do you actively trade? Let me know. Do you actively trade? What kind of trading do you do? Now, looking here on the daily, okay, on this time frame, we are in a bullish trend, testing the narrative of that bullish trend. Why? Because remember, barely a higher high, so it's almost a double top here. Kind of split the difference between those two because it's such a lackluster, higher high here. It's almost unintelligible, but we're come down and we have tested this low. On the BitGet chart, we can see we actually got a wick below this, but remember, this is a derivatives exchange, primarily derivatives, not spot, which is why when you see this, it's important, first one, when you're looking at price action or an asset on an exchange, you're trying to figure out what's going on. We did form a new low here compared to this in terms of this wick action. But if we come up here, for instance, to Bitstamp, you see, we did not get that wick down below here. It's primarily driven by spot. This is why it's important to look at an asset on a couple different exchanges. Get a healthy view of what you're seeing. Now, if I'm trading on BitGet, or if I'm trading on Coinbase, or if I'm trading on I will get context of the market through looking at the variety of different exchanges, yes. But when I'm making my decision to trade an asset on a specific exchange, I will be building my technical analysis thesis for the trade on that exchange chart. In this case, BitGet. Okay, let's look at this. We have a lower high. Okay, let's get down to the 2 hour. We've already looked at the 4 hour earlier today. And first impressions, got a death cross on the 2 hour. It's not going to be hyper relevant, but let's go ahead and turn this off actually. Boom. Let's turn on the intelligence and volume. Okay. We almost like a flat consolidation, Bart Simpson pattern, flat consolidation, and now liquidity is testing to the downside. If the price action can hold above this point of control here, which is essentially this entire regional zone of where price action was really doing its work, then this, if we're holding here and starting to move up, then maybe we have a trade. But let's come back. Again, I want to go through a bunch of altcoins, and I want to identify the process of really trying to identify. I want to break down the process of trying to identify if a trade setup is present. And again, you don't need to sit down and find a trade. You need to go through the charts and go through the assets that are in your purview, that are in your watch list, or the things that you're interested in, things, maybe even sometimes outside of that. Go through them methodically, go through the different time frames, go through different data sets from whether it's indicator packages, price action, candlestick analysis, chart patterns, kind of build your thesis, understanding of the different assets you're going through, and then see if something is presenting that the best. My favorite is seeing if something is setting up to be a setup. I don't like finding something the moment it's a setup because I always have to challenge myself. Let me come back here. When I'm looking for a trade that I truly want to turn a profit on, if I am looking for a trade so that I can take a trade, it almost always does not work out for me. What I would really recommend is being patient and having a methodical process through which you go through your different assets that are on your watch list or assets you've heard about, and go through your different data sets, go through the different time frames, look at them, that same asset, not only on the US dollar pair, but also on the Bitcoin pair. And my favorite is to identify when there is a setup setting up. So I know that in the moment I'm not acting, even if it looks like a perfect setup, I can unquestionably know that I'm not making the decision based on the fear of missing that trade, because that means I'll likely overlook certain parts of my strategy that can help prevent me from losing money. It can help ensure that I'm looking to the bullish and the bearish narrative so I can understand, even if I'm bullish on this move, if I think this is going up, have I looked at the downside? Have I looked at the price action moving to the downside also, and what that would look like? It also helps you identify, is the trade worth the risk? And in addition to that, helps you set up your risk management so you can make money on that trade. So let's jump in to the charts. We got plenty of time to go through the TA. Let's go through. I'm going to go down the list here to do it easy. And then I'm going to, in Discord, you all should, by the way, if you're not in the BitLab Discord, get in the BitLab Discord. There's a free section as well as a paid section for people that are basically all access members for the courses. That also gets a premium Discord, by the way. And the BitLab Pro, which also gets a premium Discord, all access to the courses and the indicators. But get in here. We have so much different stuff, charts and setups and all kind of stuff. So many different channels you can see here on the left and so many people. It's so underutilized. So I'm just trying to really let people know about that. What was I showing you? If you guys, I don't know if you did it yet. So not yet. So the BitLab team will send me over some coins that you guys have after you can send it now, but I'm going to go through, I'm going to go down this list. I'm going to try and look at Ethereum, ADA, Algo, Atom. Maybe we'll do AVAX if you guys want to do that. XRP, Quant. Do you guys want ICP? Let me know if you want ICP. We did HBAR this morning, but we can look again if you guys like. Matic. We're going to go through as many as possible and more that the mods send my direction. So first things first, let's kind of go backwards first. Let's look at Link first. Link has been in the news. Link has been in the news. So first things first, we're going to go very quickly through the large time frames, get the context, and go and zoom right in to the smaller time frames so that we can get higher resolution on the price action and identify what? Crypto a lot. You're so wrong. And this channel is all about what we're doing here for crypto content. So let's keep focusing on that. If you can't, you're welcome to go somewhere else. So here we go. And I may have misread or understood what I read because I just read it so quickly, but this is what it's all about. Crypto content, tools, strategies, and community, baby. So we have this sideways range that this price action has been trading in here. Sideways range. Everybody's calling out. Should I get in Link now because it's starting to moon? You don't buy something because it starts going up. You identify somewhere here when you're breaking a key level that's giving you indication with the underlying data metrics, part of that are supporting the idea of a move in that direction. And then you get in. You don't say, this is up, so I'm buying this as you're coming into a known level of resistance. Not only do we have this diagonal level of resistance right above us, but we also have this order block right here. So let's start. We have the weekly. Okay, we have the sideways trading range. Okay, we see this. And also the descending level of, it's almost like, I almost want to delete this line and kind of go like this option. We've got it here. Seems like we've got a bit of a, this could end up being something quite bearish if this works into this and then potentially drops. That's too far to play out. This is a weekly chart. So weekly, we're just looking at essentially the sideways range here. Cool. Now let's come over here to the daily. Okay, look at this. The momentum wave on the bottom rolling over, starting to roll over. We had a lot of buying volume. Why? Because these candles are green right here. I'm looking right down here if you can't see where my mouse is. You have a lot of these. See how these are white? These are green right here. White, green. Green means there's a lot of buying under that momentum to the upside, supporting the move. So with this case, we also see the stochastics are kind of somewhat topping out, which is, if we zoomed in on this, I would bet we would have a bit of a trend line here. And it seems like we do, sort of regionally, kind of. Boom, boom, boom. This kind of deviates above, boom, boom. See this rolling over? So we do have this momentum that's pushing up. This has been a lot of buying volume, but although the buying volume's been there, this momentum is waning, meaning it's not having the sustained increased momentum to the upside, but this is starting to roll over while the stochastics have rolled over too. And this purple line here, this is all part of the BitLab Trend Fuel, part of the BitLab trading stack. If you're interested in this, you come over to bitlabacademy.com, head right here to indicators, BitLab trading stack, add it there. You can still use that Give Me 30 for 30% off. And remember, you can also get the indicators as a part of the BitLab Pro. Just trying to let people know. This is looking on the daily like it's not set up to continue moving up. Now, if the price of action was where it was at, and this was expanding the upside, and these stochastics were somewhere down here, and the RSI was somewhere down here, like in this case, you see we have a triangle. We have the stochastics reset. The RSI came down. They're very cool. Now you can run your car for a long time, and this has this move. So let's see what this move was right here. Option V, okay, to option. We'll do it from when we'll do it to when the stochastics peaked. We can see this had a little bit of cooling off here and a lot of choppiness, and then moved to the upside. So even when that happens, you see we didn't get any of the other stuff on the BitLab intelligence that suggested the move was happening to the upside yet. Now in this case, 1, 2. So we had 2, remember, setup, support, confirmation. 1, 2 with the stochastics and the RSI. And in this case, the price action is not telling us anything yet because it's just going sideways and working its way down by the weekly VWAP, this little yellow line that's in here. And now, in this case here, is this a move that you would take? Well, there's nothing here that sets this up for the move. So I would not have taken just this trade. The trade for me would have more likely been somewhere right here where you had the high volume selling, and then the price action kind of moves down and does a little bit of a W formation here. So for me, the chart pattern setting up is my setup. I would be saying, okay, setup. Now let me find some support. What do I mean by support? A supporting data point that says, okay, setup tells you to look for other signals. Then the support is, hey, yeah, there are more signals. And then the confirmation is like, yo, we got a confluence of data that's saying I'm in agreement with this. So let's make it happen. So high volume selling, it basically stops. And we can also see this with the red candles here. So this gets a triangle here showing the likely trend reversal. And we get a little bit of one, pulls back, but then we get the bullish divergences here. And the RSI at this point is starting to uptick leading into this zone. So what I would be looking for right here is you have two things. You have the W formation right here. What do I mean by W formation? I've talked to you about this a lot. You have the price action come down, up. So what you're looking for is a price action breaking this neckline right here, which is essentially the high basically right about in here. But for me, because I use something like the BitLab trading stack and key moving averages and dynamic resistance zones, right in this zone, I'm looking for the candles to break above the trend signal line and find support. So this was all the setup and, the setup, support, and then on the price action break above here, candle close, next candle close, and on the break up above this zone, that essentially would have been my entry right here. And then, yeah, you're missing out on this move right here, but you're protecting yourself from just whipsaws and price action. In this case, this would have been a, come on, bastard. There we go. This would have been I would have gotten out about right there. 43% move. Now, why would I have gotten out about right here? Because price action is pushing up. We have a lot of buying volume. It's rolling over, but finding support in the zone, finding support. So on this, I would have taken profit. Why? Because the bearish signal as well as the stopping volume, taking a little bit of profit here. But on the retest and the break up, then this would have been the exit because the push up and then you get the stopping volume, the next candle closure coming down from this low, coming in this zone. The reason why I would not have done it on this candle is because at this point, it's just testing this previous resistance that it broke through. This very well could have bounced there and gone up. So on this next candle closure, which is another stopping volume, on the close of this candle, that would have been my exit from this full move, my full exit on this swing. So on Chainlink right now, we're looking at the daily. Let's get down in the 2 hour and see if we can find any things that's setting up that's saying there's a move to be had here. Remember, moves don't only mean up. We could be looking for downside price action as well because we're not biased. When you are trading, like truly trading, not investing, when you are trading daily, like if you're trading intraday trading, day trading, and swing trading, which are several days, and scalp trading, when you are trading for profit, I'm not talking about trying to get the best trade that you can hold until the top of the next bull market. That's position trading. When you are actually trading, you have to be unbiased about the direction of the market. You just need to be aware that it can go either direction and ask yourself, how can I capitalize on those movements? That's what trading is about. So the price action is pushing up. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3 points here on the BitLab trend fuel where these triangles roll over, roll over, roll over. And in fact, we also have bearish divergence here, which is outlined by this red line that's here. This gets some of them. It doesn't get all of them. So you just need to pay attention. When you have the price action, you have the momentum rolling over like this, and we have this high and a lower high, well, we can look. Let's look at where this triangle is. Let's look at where the next triangle is. And we're going to come back here. Okay, look. So this has a high, lower high. Look at the price action. High, higher high. So there's a little bit of a bearish divergence there. This is going up while the momentum is going down. If you were to do this visually, you can tell that this is angled down and this is angled up. Bearish divergence. AKA price actions pushing higher, but the underlying fuel is not such. It's not set up for that car to continue driving up the mountain. It's saying there's not much fuel, man. So that's what we're paying attention to here. So if I were to lean one way or another on Chainlink right now, remember, I want everybody to remember this. I am ultra bullish on Chainlink for a position trade into the next bull market. If I had Chainlink, which I do not right now, remember I sold most of my trading portfolio in August, but it's now time to start trading so I can trade with you guys. I'm going to be making some investments back into my long-term my trading portfolio that it's more of a position trade, but also trading these assets with you guys. So right now we're looking for setups. We're not taking trades today. But even though I am bullish on Chainlink, I need you all to know if I'm taking shorts on Chainlink and I'm doing it on a 2-hour chart, that does not mean if you have a long-term portfolio and that's your strategy, or you have a position, if you have a position set up for Chainlink and you're looking at trying to take profits somewhere in September of 2025, then if I'm trading on a 2-hour time frame and I'm suggesting a short, that does not mean, hey, Kelly said to exit your position. I will never tell you to enter a position or exit a position. That's something you have to do within your own analysis. It can incorporate some of my thoughts, but what I'm doing is not financial advice. What I'm doing is strategy advice, and you can attribute it to what your strategy is in whatever way you want, but everything you do is your own responsibility. I'm here to teach you how to do this so that you can make informed decisions, so you can take healthy responsibility and make smart moves. All right. I don't know where my water is. I brought a water, but so we have bearish divergence, price actions pushing up. If we look at where our mouse is right in this zone, it's right over here near these highs. I would be looking for opportunity to short this price action. In this case, what I would do is I would draw a couple lines, figure out where that trigger point is. Trigger point is AKA, where do I identify this is my line in the sand. Once this is broken, I have my strategy in place to either exit along or take a short. So we have, look at this. We have a bit, is this? No. There we go. A little bit of a rising wedge there. See this support, resistance, resistance, resistance. These tend to break to the downside, and we have bearish divergence. Now the question here is this going to break to the downside? Well, looking at this, looking at Chainlink, I see we do have bearish divergence on these momentum waves, but look, the stochastics have fully reset. I would not trade specifically only on the stochastics, and that's the orange line when we're looking here. That is this orange line. This orange line is the stochastics, okay? And integrated within the BitLab trading stack. Let me go ahead and go this. There we go. Okay. It's fully reset. It's not overbought, overheated like it is here where price action is up rolling over. It's coming down into a zone where we know there's some support, and also there's an order block here. So this is looking to me like there's going to be a small attempt, or it's either going to be held here or a small attempt to the upside. This does not look to me currently like it's just ready to break down. It very well could, but because the stochastics are basically, for the most part, fully reset, and we're coming down into this zone, we're holding right at this order block zone and this rising level of support right below us. This gives me indication that there's a fairly high likelihood that this will either chop in the zone for a little bit and then break down, or come up here and test this upside once again. It's going to depend on where the narrative of the market goes, and if there's some other good fundamental news or something for Chainlink. But this is looking like it's getting a little iffy here, so I'd be watching this and adjusting my levels as this goes. So if I were to short this, let's say I'm looking for this to break down, then you want to come over here to 1, 2, 3, 4, the fifth one down, come over down here to short position, and you identify where you want to take your short, and ask yourself, is it a worthwhile trade to take? So I would take that. So this is option J. Yeah. Why did I put that line there? Because you don't just break it because it broke this line. You want to look to the left and see if there's other relevant levels that may be a roadblock to further downside, or something that could accelerate it. In this case, this point right here, if this pushes up right here, gets rejected and comes down to the zone, right in this zone, we have this rising level of support as well as this previous high right here. Look at this. There's a low that bounces off this as well. So do I want to put my entry right at this level? No, I do not want to take a short right at this level, because very likely price action, when it does come down, will have a little bit of a wick that goes by this, which will enter your short. Highly likely to enter your short, because liquidity, there's a lot of liquidity in Chainlink. So your short would be entered only for if it's just a fake out to the downside, only to come back up and wash you out. So what you want to do in this situation is adjust your short entry a little bit below that zone, and then you identify what your stop loss is. In this case, I would do it right up in here into about where this this rising level of support currently that potentially would be flipped into resistance. So do you just take this short like this? You just try to set this for if this comes down, you just get flushed. Somebody very aggressive and is absolutely in tune with the charts, I would say, sure, it's a fine strategy. But for the large majority of people, this identifies a level for you that you could be watching before it happens. But I would not put a short in at this level just because I'm identifying this could be a good opportunity. Because remember, I don't want to hide that. Remember, if I come over here to the brush tool, when price action does typically break down, this might come up in here, come down, and then when this does lose itself and comes down to the zone, it's a fairly high hit rate. Price comes up, tests this, and then works its way down. So if your short gets hit and triggered, and then the price comes back up here, you're getting stop loss out of the zone, and then the price comes back down and ends up going that direction that you're looking for the entire time. So the question here is Chainlink going to break down? Well, currently, we're looking at the 2-hour time frame. Currently, Chainlink is in an uptrend on this 2-hour time frame. An uptrend, but the momentum is waning to the upside, and we are in a bearish pattern. So I do think Chainlink will get a bit of a correction. Do I think it's happening right now? No. I think we're more in an instance like this, where we found support, like this, where we found support. Key difference, though, is look at both times this happened. Broke the weekly VWAP, found support. Found support regionally on the weekly VWAP. Support, weekly VWAP, this yellow line. We lost the weekly VWAP. Is this going to be a deviation or a continuation? As it stands right now, this looks like it's likely a bit of a deviation, meaning it's kind of a little fake out to the downside. We want to watch what happens on this next move to the upside. I think a better opportunity for a short is going to be presented shortly. So that's Chainlink. That's what I'm seeing right now. Let's look at Solana. How many people out there are Solana holders? Let me know if you are a Solana holder, a Solana lover. We got 66 people in the room, 44 likes. Everybody hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Ding the bell. Show us some love here. We going through it, baby. Solana, let's go out to the, let's start with the 3-day. We don't need to do the weekly. Just want to get a general view. Okay, we see what's going on here. We got a bit of a major zone right here. So we've got a bit of a ascending triangle, ascending level of support, flat level of resistance, which is essentially, see that? So this is compressing up to this, the bears bringing it down, keep getting weaker and weaker, bringing it down, while the bulls can still bring it back to the same level. That's how you interpret this. This is why this is a bullish candle pattern. Doesn't mean because this is generally a bullish candle pattern that this is not going to follow the trend of the digital asset space. If a huge wrench is thrown, if Bitcoin all of a sudden drops 30%, Solana is not going to be holding at 1920. I could tell you that with almost absolute certainty that if Bitcoin dropped 20%, and I'm not saying it's going to, but if the narrative of the market changes in such a drastic way, Solana is not a strong enough asset, and there's not an altcoin out there that's a strong enough asset that would buck the trend of that sort of pullback in Bitcoin. So looking at this in a vacuum, the price action structure is showing us that we do have an ascending level of support, flat level of resistance. This is a bullish setup. So if I'm looking at this in a vacuum, I already know what's going on with Bitcoin. Bitcoin seems like it's going to be holding steady. So in the context of it likely holding steady for the you know, throughout the rest of this week till that options expiry on Friday. Understand how all this context helps you formulate your strategy. We see 3-day stochastics came down, fully reset. Okay, where are we at on the daily? Okay, stochastic pushed up, got a little bit overheated, immediately knocked down. A lot of bearishness over here on the dashboard here for the different signals within the trend fuel. Seeing bearish, bearish, neutral, neutral, bearish, bearish. So it's leaning bearish, obviously. So I want you to notice something. Breakdown, little bounce, double touch up. Breakdown, little bounce. Is this going to be a double touch up? Well, let's get down. Let's look at our 2-hour chart. Let's see if there's any indication that that's coming in yet. Okay, as it stands right now, we got the touch. I mean, this is looking fairly bearish. Push, bigger push, almost. It's almost like a head and shoulders. If this were to be the case, what would that be? Look at that. I'd be testing down into the order block right below us. So this is not looking like it's ready for liftoff. You see on the 3-day? Ooh, if you're trading the 3-day chart, oh man, maybe this is about to double touch and move to the upside. This is, if you're scalp trading, smaller time frame trading, this does not look like it's ready for that trade. This is, you know, push up, loss level, sideways, loss level, sideways, kind of rolling over here. And this is pointing to a small retrace here and then a move down. But this is not a large enough. Let me see. This is not, if this were to push up into this zone, that's a 2% move. I'm not going to take a trade on a 2% move when we're right near a support level. I'm not going to short this into a likely support. I want to see what happens when Solana comes in contact in this region and where the narrative is with the money flow, where the stochastics are at on the you know, the daily, 4-hour and the 2-hour, and just see what the general context of this is. So this is not a trade for me right now. We're currently holding on to this order block, but even on a small retrace, there's going to be a lot of work. We have the 20 moving average, the top of the order block. Then we have the trend signal line, which is going to be coming down right about here by the time this gets up here. And this is going to be perfectly in line with what? All of these lows right there. So until this can get past this zone, I'm not even looking at a bullish option even on a scalp trade for Solana. So that's what I'm seeing. Phantom. Man, when's the last time we looked at Phantom? Who's got Phantom out there? Who's got Phantom? That's 3-day. We know the context of most of these. It's been down and heartbreak for a long time. Look at this. M formation, breakdown, push, up, push. Okay. And now we're coming into this sort of regionally. We're sitting just above this zone. So we do have a higher low here. Is this rounding out yet? It's looking like it's, if I really stretch it, it's looking like it's rounding out. But even looking at it like this, it does not quite look like it is. It's fully set yet. We do have a little bit more bullishness. This is on the 3-day. What does it look like on the daily? Stochastics are getting high on the 3-day too. 2-hour. Okay, stochastics are coming down, starting to get reset. So this is something I really like. Stochastics are coming down, getting reset. The RSI is quite low, so good enough undervaluedness for when it starts getting to move. It has a lot of room to run for strength and stochastics and these metrics to continue to run as price moves. We have this low, higher low of momentum, and it is angled up. It's looking like it's starting to curve. It's a little concerning, but currently this is angled to the upside, and we have the slightest bit of positive money flow here on Trend Fuel. So pushing up, found resistance at the point of control here, which is the highest volume traded at this price. This is the highest amount of volume that's been traded across this level right here. And as it stands right now, this is push up, down, a little bit higher low. If we can sort of maintain this, we get any sort of bounce here. Oops. Then there may be something in the cards, but as it stands right now, yeah, we may be trading on the 2-hour, looking for a setup, but this isn't giving us enough clarity. One of the things I like to see, price action is above the trend signal line and the weekly VWAP, this yellow line and this this red line that flips green or red, depending on what kind of trend you're in. This chops up, breaks above it, and now it's come down, trapped between the weekly VWAP and the trend signal line, and this rising level of support below us. Got a little bit of a gap there too. Look at that. Let's get down. Let's get some more resolution since it's not. I mean, there's not a lot of volume here. Let's look at FTM. We need to look at a bigger exchange. Okay, here's more volume on this. So we have our trend line there. We're on the 30-minute. What's it look like on the 2-hour? Just to make sure we're looking at the same lay of the land. Giant order block right above us. So this is looking struggle bus. Come down, little relief to test this. I'm thinking Phantom likely will probably test a little bit lower or potentially even down here. But as it stands right now, we'll have to come back to this tomorrow. We're going to be doing this all week. So we're going to be identifying these things and then coming back to this and seeing that there's a trade to make. But this is not there yet. This is bounced off support. It's finding some struggle, which is suggesting this may come back down and test us. If we lose this, then that will be our strategy to continue to the downside. If this does break this weekly VWAP and push up, I expect this zone right here, which is 1898, which is not that far above us. If that doesn't give us a hurdle, then we're going to be looking at some trouble in this zone right here, 19 to 1910, because of the order block and this previous high right here of the local zone. But this does not look strong. We had a lot of reversal. Look at that reversal candle. Then we get the reversal, and then the bears ate up half that candle, showing weakness in the bulls. Now we had the bears try to bring this down. The bulls brought it back up, but as it sits right now, this is what's known as a hammer candle. Hammer candle looks like a hammer. Got the stick, and then the stick, and then the hammer right here. If this candle closes like this, this is essentially a bearish reversal candle. Doesn't mean it has to happen. It's saying, look out. There's likely, it's possible, more possible than if this candle wasn't here, for a bearish reversal, because the narrative of the battle between the bulls and the bears has shifted. There's kind of, it's not just like this is bullish, this is bullish. Okay. We're getting smaller candle here, but this is a continuation of trend here, right? Whereas this shows there's a honest battle between the bulls and the bears. Watch for downside. So we're gonna have to come back to this one. AGIX. We have not looked at AGIX in a minute. GS, what's up? How you doing? Good to see you in here. Shout out to everybody that's in the room. How many people we got in here? We got a little smaller group today. Let's get some lab coats and microscopes and hearts and emojis. I want to see positivity coming from our crew, because that's what we're about. Love you all. So happy you all could be here. And what's up, Eric Brubaker? All right. Let's go ahead and we got to do a couple more. AGIX, singularity.net. Still big AI plays going on out there. Mainstream institutions investing in AI and all the different earnings reports and, on conference calls with investors. So what do? We also want to pay attention to it in the AI space. How many people have some AI coin, whether it's fetch.ai or Singularity or GRT? Let me know in the chat. Are you bullish on the AI narrative, or do you think it's kind of already had its little pump and it's going to take a lot longer for it to come through? Okay, look at this. If we looked at this, I mean, this is essentially doing this. The average price movement direction is arcing over like that. You can tell by just mapping the tops of this trend. You see this? This is not ultimately that bearish. Sorry, this is not ultimately very bullish at all. In fact, if we're looking at this is on the 2-hour. Let's actually do what I said I was going to do. Let's look at the 3-day, get the context. We got to do it. Okay. Look at this. Where are we sitting right now? This gives us context. I'm glad we did this. This area is sitting right on top of this zone right here, previous highs. So if we lose this level, if we lose the level we're at right now, we could even move this down. Oops. We can move this down a little bit to the candle bodies. If we lose this level, the next leg down is basically, I mean, you could argue it's right here, but I would say it's probably more like right here, which is good to know, because this is the bearish case before we look at any bullish possibilities. I mean, that's a 60% drop if that were to happen. Okay. So now that we know the larger context, Let's go ahead and delete this. Come down to the daily. Okay, I mean, look at all the bearish momentum to the downside, very little bullish momentum to the upside. Tells us a narrative about what's happening between the bulls and the bears. Just sells, sell signals, bearish signal, I should say, not sell signal, but sell signal when you combine it with the other signals that we have in the BitLab trading stack. So let's get down to the 4 hour. Let's see what we got. Sideways range, and we already noticed that this is kind of arcing over, but let's go ahead and delete some of these other lines. There, let's delete this. Yeah, we can keep that there. So we have all this price action, bounce, little bounce here, little bounce, deviation below, bounce. Look at this, bounce. So as it stands right now, if we're looking at, let's go down to the 2 hour. This is not giving a signal that says, hey, I am in the zone. Oops, I am in the zone to be traded right now. This is saying consolidation and direction is going to be defined by the direction the market moves. That's what I'm seeing in this. I could be wrong, but there's no real clear signal here. Look at this M formation, and we have a little bit of a neckline right in here. It's ugly as it can be. A little bit of a neckline here. Look at this, M formation with an M formation in it, rolling down, bouncing on this. We also have the Gesundheit. We also have what could be perceived as a very quadruple shouldered head and shoulders, which I'm just joking about that. But structurally, it's similar. We have like all these little, and then a larger pump, and then little ones. If we were to look at it the same way, and I'm not saying this is a head and shoulders, I'm saying it has similar characteristics, because not very many things in charts are exactly cut and dry, exactly the image of what a head and shoulders is, or a cup and handle. You have to identify the relationship of the bulls and bears, the narrative they're telling within the price action you're seeing. And based on those narratives, that's what those different chart patterns are indicating. And so when you see those narratives playing out, and visually there's something very similar to a chart pattern, a lot of those characteristics can be utilized in your basically target mapping. So if this is somewhat structurally like a head and shoulders, which is, again, I'm not saying it is a head and shoulders, but this would suggest price action coming down to, that would be about a 12% move. Now that's a decent tradable event, especially if you're trading spot. Trading spot and you get a 12% move on a spot, that's solid. So is that the move to take? Well, we are kind of bouncing, getting smaller. Stochastics are kind of trying to reset here, but look at this confusion: bearish, bullish, neutral, bearish. So it just looks like it's a consolidation mode. I would be really looking for a break because of the sideways consolidation. I'd be looking for a break below 17 and taking a trade from that move to the downside. Let's see everybody, I'm going to wait. Everybody type in right now. What's the last coin I should look at? I'll look at Bitcoin real quick while I'm waiting on y'all to come in with your answer, and then we'll see what the last coin is you want me to look at. We're going to look at the 1 hour time frame. Look at this, similar kind of non-head and shoulder, but consolidation, pump, consolidation, breakdown, weak move here. Again, this has such a frustrating type of price action with these deviations to the upside and downside. I'd be looking for a price action break below 25.6 and trading that with as price action moves down, either with a trailing stop loss, meaning as the price moves, it moves your stop loss, and then it trails your stop loss along with it. So, once you pass a certain threshold, it just says, okay, if it reverses at all $50 or $100 or $30, whatever you say, then it automatically closes your position. And if not, then as soon as you're in profit, you move your stop loss into profit, because this very well right here, this time it's lost. It very well could just dump. It very well could also be one of these, and you can't blame the analysts. There's a lot of liquidity washouts in both directions. So don't get washed out because you took a chance on a trade. Have your stop losses in play. So yeah, we're holding right here. I said earlier today, if the price action comes down and breaks this level, I'd be looking for Really, can we find support here at the 25,731, which is this zone right here? And the low side of that, the low side of under this order block, losing this sort of this regional low is when I would be looking for an entry for a potential short on a small time frame with tight stops. Now, let's see. We got Doge, Casper, ADA, XRM, HBAR, Near. Okay. Near's the only one that was twice, so we're doing Near. Big love. Shout out to every one of you. I hope you all enjoyed yourself. Hope you learned something. If you've ever learned something here at BitLab Academy on the YouTube, throw a 1 in chat. If you've gone through the BitLab Academy courses and you learned anything, and you found it useful or the community useful in Discord, throw a 2 in chat. Let me know. Let's let people know what's going on here. Because I'm all about community and engagement and trying to offer as much value as possible. And I hope you all know that about this channel. That's what we do here. We are an island in the storm of the world. Okay, Near. Look at this. We had this drawn out a while ago. I can't remember when we did Near last. Probably like a week or two ago. So we got descending triangle. Typically break bullish. They did. Look, broke bullish. Liquidity washout coming back down. So as it stands right now, we're on the. Let me go to the 4 hour. 4 hour looking like it's trying to set up for something. Except this expanding to the downside, stochastics angled to the downside. There was a little bit of an attempt here, and we can see this. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, now this is rolling over. So what does it look like on the 1 hour? Looks like it's rolling over. And price action, look at this. Once price action gets below not only the trend signal line, but also this weekly VWAP, deviation above, and then rejection, rejection, rejection. A little of attempt. Rejection again, coming down. I'd be looking for an opportunity for the price action to either come up into the weekly VWAP and to look at the direction of the momentum, whether it's increasing or about to roll over. And if the momentum in the stochastics are overheated, unlike the 1 hour, and the momentum is about to roll over, like it is, like we see with these rolling over, and we're coming up into where the weekly VWAP is, I would take that as an opportunity to see if there's a setup, support, confirmation for a short. But as it stands right now, look at this. As it stands right now, I think this is likely going to come down, test this double bottom range right here, and likely basically reconfirm this descending level of resistance that has flipped to support, come down here and test this. Because this is telling me the narrative. Look at this. It's telling me the narrative that it's rolling down like that. That's increasing bearish momentum. What's the invalidation of that? If this pushes up, takes out the weekly VWAP, and starts coming up, and I mean, I would say takes out the minimum of this level. Because anything into this zone could just be a relief before it comes back down. But that's what I'm seeing. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I hope you're doing well. Tomorrow morning, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time, I will see you here in BitLab Academy. Everybody get over. I want to challenge every single one of you. And you know what I'm saying right now? I'm challenging myself too. I have been so slammed, and I don't care because you're my family, because I need to do this for you all. And it will be a lot easier for me to do it, to engage with you all. Everybody that is a BitLab Academy member, and you have all access, and or you have the BitLab Pro, or you just have the indicators, get in the BitLab Discord. Get over here. Post some ideas, post some charts, ask some questions. You could tag me. You could tag Alex. You tag Ray. And I want to do a better job of all of us, not just on the YouTube. I want us to really tie together our community and give each other feedback and join in with each other and sharing ideas and charts. And check out when you're in here, come in here to the discussion and trading. Check out John Dalton. He is fantastic. He's got a lot of great, we had a 1,000 to 10,000 trading competition here in the Discord like a month or two ago. A lot of people didn't even realize it. And that's partially my fault. I wasn't really talking about it on air, but I'm doing a better job. It's my mission of talking about the community we have. So if you want to come and join it, not only here on YouTube, but in our academy, let's get involved. And if you haven't yet, make sure you head over to the BitLab Academy, head over to BitGet and sign up with our BitGet link, which is up there. It's a pinned comment up in the top. It's also just below this video, the top line of the description. You'll see the link. Join us there. Help keep our lights on and trade with us. We're going to have the trading competition. I think there's like $2 million or $5 million in prizes that are in this KCGI trading competition. So if you are anywhere outside the US, or if you are in the US, but you have another citizenship somewhere, get involved in our BitGet account and trading team. I'm going to share the link, the specific trading team, a link tomorrow. But go and sign up today on BitGet. I love you guys. I appreciate you all. Hope you all have an absolutely wonderful day. Make sure to check out bitlabacademy.com. Use Give Me 30. That's all I got. Over and out. Adios, muchachos. Thank you for coming. Thank you for always tuning in to bitlabacademy.com. Oh, hit that like button, everybody. Welcome to the show.